Go live.
On YouTube.
We're live. Yes. Good afternoon, everyone out there. Good afternoon. We're excited today, and we will be excited every third Saturday because we will be going live as sisters, as overcomers, as survivors, beautiful women that are sharing their stories and testimonies and their gifts and talents and supporting and encouraging all of these elements that is about what we do. And that's why the sisterhood is building. We are in a lot of other states now. We're building, we're connecting more, we're networking so that those can understand that there is a sisterhood, there is a foundation that is willing to put in the work, the time, to listen, to add the resource, education, whatever it is, so that we feel good, that we are living on purpose, that we are fulfilling every assignment, and but that we have the support from everybody. So We Are Inc. is a foundation of women, of sisters building this foundation, building this sisterhood. And Tammy is on with me today. Very excited always to share and talk to Tammy. She's awesome woman. Every time we talk, we share, we do whatever's necessary to make sure we're good. I feel great like the whole entire time because she reminds me that there is someone out there that's like mind and that can share and give and pour and sow seeds to make us greater because greater lives in us. And it needs to be tapped. It needs to be tapped. You got to touch it. You got to know it and feel what you're carrying. And what we're carrying is our purpose. It's not going anywhere. Wherever we go, there it is. And to acknowledge it and to just be about God's business. So Tammy, always excited. What you got going on?
You know, this is one of those opportunities that I adore is when we can promote sisterhood, right? I,
Yes.
I absolutely love you, Carlette Martin, for
We
your
know.
heart, your passion, how you took a horrible situation in your life and turned it into an opportunity to build other people. Who wouldn't love a person as selfless, humble, and empowering as you are? Doesn't matter where the sister is, in a homeless shelter, or as you've been a recording artist with where you have money and still money doesn't fix your heart.
That's
So
right.
I applaud you as the CEO of We Are Incorporated, and I'm honored to serve with you. And then these moments when we can come together to hope that if one just feels empowered, it makes a difference,
It
right?
makes sense.
The
Yes.
purpose of going live, whether on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, doesn't matter. The purpose is because, like, you know, the people you know, and I know
Hmm.
the people I know,
Right.
but there are folks around the world that will scroll through social media that just need that connection.
Yes.
The
Yes.
big words that you use all the time. So
Yes.
for me, sisterhood isn't just the fact that we're women, right? Not
Mhm.
just that, because there are some women you just don't connect with. There are some women that you don't agree with. There are some women that don't feel the same passion and force that you do.
Right.
You applaud them, go change the world with what their path is, right?
Exactly.
But it becomes the sisterhood in how the best of you
Yes.
helps the best of me.
Yes.
I can hold you up in your not the best times, and vice versa, you would do for me. And what that hold up looks like, whether it's prayer, whether it's an ear, you
Hmm.
know, whether it's come over and we have a go have tea together, or that moment, that space, that
Hmm.
confidential setting, sisterhood. Being able to recognize and support the value in another human being,
Yes.
being able to recognize and
Exactly.
support. I
Yes.
see it, I recognize it, and
Hmm.
I got you. I'm going to support you.
Right.
Value that's in another human being.
Yes.
Because we all have values. And a lot of times as women, I know as a single mom for a long time, I was head down, working, homework, washing the kids, doing hair, cooking dinner, work, good morning, breakfast, to school, homework. You do the whole thing. It was a routine for me. Head down, no questions, did what I had to do.
Right.
Life and substance and all that was necessary for the family, for my children,
Yeah.
right? Head
Right.
down, no words. A lot of times we don't even consider us. Like my tennis shoes for years were the old tennis shoes that my daughters used to wear.
Okay. Okay.
New tennis shoes, I took their old tennis shoes.
Okay.
So it was
Work.
selfless, not concerning about, right? It's all about the kids, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I think the one thing that connects us as women is understanding womanhood. There's some things that our bodies are going to do that explaining to a man still wouldn't help him understand.
No.
You know, I can tell you what childbirth is like, and you might be my boo and hold me up and, you know, rub my back and all of that. You might even yell push. You know what I'm saying? But you're not the one whose hips come to here and then go back to here. You're not the one, you know? So there just happens to be some things as women that we can connect with. And so I applaud you for this platform in that we are, you and me and anyone else we connect with, valued.
Yeah.
God created in his image, blessed, purposed, all of the wonderful things that we would use as adjectives to describe someone we admire and adore.
That's right.
Can be turned and put on us.
Yes.
But many times we don't see that. I didn't for years. I'm a people pleaser by heart.
Yeah.
So for years it was never about me. And I just met me being grown in my 40s and decided to embrace her and love her. And now I'm doing her so out loud, I'm trying to catch up with her. And it's okay. You know, it's one of those, thank God that that moment comes. So I applaud you for even bringing a platform like this and having an opportunity where women of all ages can come together so that we can, at a minimum, support and at a maximum support.
My God, yes, yes. I got a question for you, Tammy, because
Yes.
now that you are loving this new you of bringing the attention back to you and maybe discovering some things that you probably put aside for whatever good reasons for the family and everything. Um, how are you? How does it really feel inside? Like, do you feel like, wow, I didn't even know that this is me. I had no idea that I can or will do these things and feel good about it. Like, how does that really feel?
Yeah, you know, I gotta say, I went through some horrible situations that kind of put me in a dark place. And now this is all, I'm a preacher's kid. So this
Okay.
is while I was doing the work of the church and I was singing the choir and ushering and cleaning the church building and all of that going on. And still even being a mom and so forth, I had very little or no self-esteem. And
Mm,
it wasn't until even doing ministry, called to preach and out there working. And I mean, everybody was thinking I had it right because I had learned that you keep home at home.
right. Okay.
And so there was never a place for me to ever see me. When I saw me, it was how others described me. I had the man that said, "You're not going to be nothing without me." I
Mm,
had one that said, "Who you trying to look cute for?" Just because I wore something a little different than the regular oversized shirt and oversized sweatpants. So I'm a
mm.
tomboy by trade. I look good. I'm good in my baseball cap.
It's cute on you too.
I love my safe space. But you know, it's just different when you try to walk through life like that. Everything baggy, and
Mm,
never thought about that. I heard a woman say, "Love the skin you're in."
yes.
And I never understood what that was. I
Mm,
don't understand it. Love me? What are you talking about? I'm taking care of them. I'm doing them for this, for this, for this. I'll
yeah.
pay someone else's rent and
Mm,
pay mine. So
wow. Yes.
when I say meeting me,
Yeah.
I'm actually moved out of a state. I moved to another state. And
Hmm.
in that time where I went from being a middle child and taking care of everyone, being a minister at church and taking care of everybody, and then doing other things on the side, taking care of everybody, being busy, busy, busy. I
Hmm.
went from there to, it was quiet. Everything stopped. I remember the first time I went grocery shopping, I bought a whole lot of food because I was used to it. Cooked it all up, big pans of food, because I was used to always feeding people, always cooking for others. I was used to that.
Yeah.
All of this food now I'm putting in bags to go in the freezer because I was like, it's just me and my one son. It was not a lot to, so it took me to have to go through that transition, find quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Appreciate quiet. And then I started getting surrounded by people that were not like me.
Yeah.
Nothing like me. Now, I mean, I was in church, but these folks were nothing like me. There were sisters with their lashes on, and this was before lashes was something. This before lashes became a thing. Out there with their lashes and their purse, and I mean, speaking shoulders back with confidence.
Yes.
I never had that. And so I started noticing the people that were surrounding me. And one thing that changed for me, I found myself, because I'm a coach and I've been a law enforcement chaplain for a long time. So I found myself in a situation where people were referring people to me because I was nice. I'm nice.
Okay.
And so people would just start talking to you because you're nice. Didn't know why these people were coming to me. I thought, why? I even remember one time wondering why they were sending them to me. You need to send them to somebody, but it wasn't until I started to grow and really realize that I am enough. I started to realize that all that I was seeing in others, I had the right to have.
That's right.
I remember one time I was around folks and they were always going on trips. They were white couples, so they're always going on every week. I mean, every month, once a month. My coworker, she was like, "Oh, we travel. I'm not sweating here. We same grade as me, same money as me." She's like, "Oh no, we going on trips." And I remember that day saying, "I want that."
Yes.
Not saying what that was. I just knew, I didn't know if I wanted her life or I wanted her happiness or I just wanted to travel. I just, whatever that is, I want that.
Yes.
So I started, words you use, pursue. I started pursuing it.
Yes.
Now I chase my passion.
That's awesome.
On my mirror, a lot of stickies. And every time I hear something that is uplifting or motivating or reassuring, I write it down and I put it on a sticky. So that when I'm brushing my teeth, I look at something and the least I'm going to get is something positive.
That's right.
And I want to tell you one. So Jill Scott, amazing vocalist.
Yes.
They're amazing. I was going through some real hate from a best friend, that not somebody, an associate or this was my girl. Okay. And I was dealing with something pretty bad with that situation. And it just seemed like no matter what I did, it wasn't helping. I remember hearing this Jill Scott wrong, and I'm probably going to say the words wrong, but she said something about I could pick peaches from my own garden and make you a peach pie.
Yeah, I remember that.
Be enough.
Yeah. Yes.
That would be enough. So when I heard that, I was like, yeah.
I'm familiar with that.
Go and it goes on to say, go ahead and hate on me, haters. And that's the one. And so I wrote that down. I wrote, go ahead and hate on me, haters, because now I'm okay with you just gonna hate anyway. So I don't have to try to please you. I don't have to try to. And so I found myself just taking stages of Tammy. My husband, who's been a great friend for more than 20 years, 30 years now.
Come on.
To me, when I moved to that other state,
yes,
me a question real subtle one day. He was like in my ear and he said, "Why do you wear black all the time?" Went on to the next thing he was talking about. But it hit me.
Okay.
That I always wore black because they say black makes you look slimmer. Used to weigh 265. So in my mind, I've always been big. And so my shoes were black, my clothes were black. I had to be a professional at work. Everything I had was black. But he didn't say it to demean me. He didn't say, you need to stop wearing black. My friend said, why do you always wear black? And I had no response. But what that did was make Tammy say, okay, I'm going to go see a fashion consultant.
Okay.
I'm going to go learn this body type thing they talking about. I want to see how I can accent my flaws. I want to see how I can be like her. That lady I was looking at, I want to be just as confident and set back and doing my, I never saw that before. So when I finally acknowledged that everybody I saw being happy, everybody else I was seeing being happy, deserved to be happy too. It changed one of the things on my wall. One of the things on my wall. You deserve to be happy.
You
Once
just,
once my mindset started changing, everything else was just processed. And the
wow.
Tammy I am today, I'm so in a place now where I want to change again.
Oh,
I had a mohawk since then.
I know.
And I just found it because I'm free now.
It's
I'm not
so
bound by anything.
good.
Over
Yes.
hair, over you, your opinion. It's
Right.
just a different place. And God is merciful to allow me to
And
experience.
I see that. And it's so good to see the changes and how you embrace the changes, your hairstyle, the colors that you're wearing, the glow that you have, a different way of speaking, different way of thinking, this positiveness. And sometimes you're right. A lot of people aren't there. A lot of the women, unfortunately, they're working their way to that, but that process and that transformation and just going through that, you're right, Tammy, it's not the easiest thing to do, because now you have to address why were you feeling that way, what brought that on, all of the baggage. And it's not to say to be negative about baggage. I think we all have come out of a situation from the baggage that we carry, the whole suitcase of junk, the past, hurt, pain, not forgiving. And once you're able to let go of that, then you become the you that God has created. The you that, and I see that. I love change. And so, and change is good. I love change. I love change. My hair, I'm wearing it different now. I
Yeah.
adapt to that. If I decide to cut it next week, I'm going to adapt to being bald, So yes, I love it because we have to know what's good for us. Sometimes we do, Tammy, we a lot of times we get on the phone and we talk to our girlfriends, and we talk to the family or friends, or whatever, and they got all these suggestions for you. Like, hey, maybe you should do this or try that. But until you can embrace it, it may not even fit for you. Whatever their suggestions may not even work for you, but it's finding what works for you, what colors you like, what colors you don't like. Like I don't like certain colors on my skin. Like I wouldn't wear a lot of colors. And I kind of had that same situation with black. Like most of my closet was shoes, everything was black. And I went through the same thing, Tim. I literally had to really work on color. So I would go shopping, like my mom and I would go shopping or whatever, and I wouldn't even look at black. I would just hone in on colors. Like, okay, look at these colors, because I was so embedded on that comfort zone. Like, this is comfortable, black, black, black. But now I'm embracing too. I'm embracing the different colors, and I'm like, yes, this feels good. And I think we women need to do more that feels good to us. Have those me times where we could just spend some me time loving on me. Be it a massage, be it reading a book, be it shutting down everything and just having a me time with God, a me conversation, an intimate conversation with God. I don't think we do enough of that. We're so consumed with everything else when we got all of so much to do, so much work to do. So I'm so proud of you, Tam. I see it. I see when you're out, when you're working out, I'm encouraged on those Wednesdays. Is that Wednesday? Just Wednesday when you do the exercises when you're
I've been
training?
doing them all the time now. If it's first thing in the morning,
Oh, good.
I'm going live and work it out. It's crazy right now.
Oh, but I love it. It's encouraging because I brought my dumbbells out. I put my clothes on and I'm exercising too. And I said, if only she could see me, I'm exercising too. And
But isn't it wonderful that you get to see you?
yes,
And I
yes,
think that was the difference for me. When I embraced me, I finally loved me.
mm,
I actually I do vision board parties every year. And this particular vision board party, maybe about 3, 4 years ago, I actually still have my board because I feel like it still applies to me today. And what
okay,
I put at the top of my board was 3 things I made that commitment that year I was going to do.
okay,
Said, laugh every day, um,
okay.
love me first, and be happy.
Be happy.
I put those 3 statements on my board. Be happy, love me first, laugh every
Mhm.
day.
Because there's a lot to laugh about.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to intentionally help your endorphins stay lighthearted, which is
Mm,
what laughter does. It doesn't keep you so serious. It makes you come out of whatever that situation is. So I found myself just sometimes watching a YouTube video or messing around with my husband or something. We just, when you get to the point where you're so down and focused, you had the blinders, you miss the rest of everything else. You're only seeing what you see. But when
mm,
you step back and breathe, that whole looking at the flowers on the journey,
yes. That,
appreciating people while they are here.
yes, God.
Can I ask you a question? I would love to ask you this question. I know we don't have but so much time, but my question for you would be, what do you believe is the biggest lesson or message that you feel has been your biggest, what your aha moment during this pandemic? How do you feel this pandemic has affected you, where it's got you in a place where I just feel this way and this is where I'm going? What's your message?
Well, when I realized that we had this downtime, that I looked at it that this was a blessing from God to allow us to sit down and shut out the noise and figure things out that makes us happy, or tap into all of these different ways to entertain ourselves with the gifts and talents. I learned to sit at the keyboard now and play a little bit more. I now sit down and I write, so I don't have a lot of distractions. But it was realizing that now I can spend more time talking to God and listening, and I can spend more time reading the word so that I can stay balanced. I can spend more time with myself, understanding what is this change doing for me? What do I need to do? How do I embrace that? Okay, Carlette, well, maybe if you write out a plan, and so you stick to this, you need to walk, you need to exercise, you need to eat better. This is an opportunity for me to start to live in that, and obligate myself and commit to doing good things that makes me feel good, that gives me peace and happiness. And music is one of them. So I listen to a lot of music, a lot. And then I'll write songs. I was writing at one point, Tam, I was overwhelmed with listening to all of these beautiful ideas and melodies. And I think I was writing a song every day. So then, because of that, I was sitting at the keyboard and I said, okay, I'm writing these songs, I'm hearing them, let me play. So to me, it's just recognizing I'm always trying to, and I won't say trying, but I'm always in the in this being in tune with me and being in tune with God, as to, okay, God, you want us to see all of this, but you also want us to know that you're in control. So while you're in control and we have our full armor, what I'm going to do is make sure that I can feel good, represent you, be ready for whatever situation that happens. If I get a phone call, that I can pray with that sister, or give them encouraging words, because we have to be geared and prepared and ready for the circumstances, situations, and be in that place and be, in a timely manner with God, because it's always on time for us. And he always wants us to just be ready for that. So this whole time, Tam, I've been spending more time with myself, spending more time just looking in the mirror at my reflection and saying, wow, you've done better. Like, you're doing great. You're doing good. You feel good now. You're doing things that really make you feel happy and at peace, and that deeper peace. And once you start feeling that, it's almost like nothing is really matters much. I mean, yeah, we see what's going on. We hear the sad news, because I'm crying almost every day, and then I have to walk away from it
Right.
and just say, okay, God, I know you're in control of this, God. But thank you, God, for watching over us, over me, that I have a niece that I can embrace and talk to. And my niece is on here right now. And I call her T as well, but my beautiful niece, and I can pour. I can listen better. So what it has done for me, Tam, is it has allowed me to be more in tune with God, the word, and my commitments to myself. Yeah. And so we have our niece on here. I'm so glad. I love you.
You know, I love you more.
I love you. I told her, I said, you know, I don't care what time it is, whatever you got going on, you make sure that you reach out if you need to. I am here. And so, and you know that.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so a lot of times it's not so much about talk, it's about action. I'm really not about a lot of talk, talk, talk. Yeah, 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 that. I'm about doing
Yes.
it, sticking to it, doing it. And when we see that sometimes you get off course, you bring them back on course. Sometimes you give them that moment to get back on course.
Yes.
And then everything else falls back in line. So it's so good to see you,
As a
beautiful.
veteran that she is, and one of the youngins, I'm sure
Yeah,
she
it is.
can bring us perspective on sisterhood and how women can, what the value is of women connecting of
Yeah,
all ages. So
yeah. You want to share that, Nisi?
So when it comes to the value of sisterhood, it's with my generation, even talking to the youth, it's very important. This pandemic, I can definitely say, has been an eye opener to a lot of issues. And it's not just in the church, it's also in the community, in family. And I do believe that God would do things for you to get your reality check, to open your eyes. You know, a lot of us are hard-headed. So I think the world was being hard-headed. And God was like, listen, I need you guys to be focused. You know, I need you guys to be focused not on the material things. I need you guys to build relationships and family amongst friends. But sisterhood is so important because with society that I have learned, they will put not just Black women, but all women to a certain standard. This is what we are supposed to look like. We are supposed to talk, how we're supposed to act. This is how we're supposed to smell. You know, and if we are not, we are considered rebels, or we're against, or we're just everything negative. Also, society puts it where females, we can't work together. We can't team build. It's always, we got to pull each other down. And with you guys, which I love, being a part of this sister and also being the niece of all, is that I love that the sisterhood that you guys have is, it's never when one person is down, we're going to leave her down. It's always, your candle is blown out. I'm going to light your candle with what I have. If you need some oil, I'm going to give you some source of oil. And at the same time, you're going to teach me something that I don't know, or yet there's something that I've been through that, you know, even at a young age at 29, you know, there's things that I've been through that maybe someone older than me hasn't. With me going through the military, and also suffering from PTSD, an eye opener is explaining, you know, my mom has dealt with talking to people in the homeless and everything, but it's different when your child has it. You know, I've always told my mom that I was scared to let her see the whole episodes and everything. There's times where I do feel like in this world, how I describe it is, it's like being in the middle of the ocean and everybody is telling you there's an island close to you, swim to it. They leave. And it's like you're stuck in the middle of the ocean, you know? But the thing about sisterhood is, even if the boat tilts, you have someone who's strong enough to flip the boat back over. You have someone strong enough to pull someone in. You have someone who knows how to make nothing into a source of something. And with my generation and the younger generation, we do need sisterhood. We need someone that we can look up to so we can pass it down to. With my past, even before the military, that I have opened up being in an abusive relationship, I've closed my mouth about it until I started opening up to another little sister of mine. And her mom was like, wow, I didn't know you went through something like that, to pull me to the side and say, yeah, I'm going through that now. I'm 29. The mom is around, I think she's around her 50s or 60s. And I'm just telling her my experience, and she just needed help. Never did she think she would have to come to someone like me, you know? But if I didn't have a big sister at the time to help me out of that abusive relationship, I probably would not be here.
Wow.
You know, so it's important. And it's not just sisterhood as blood. Because at the end of the day, everybody is my big sisters, the same way everybody is my aunt. You know, I have a whole lot of moms beside my beautiful mother. I have a whole lot of grandmoms, and I even have a lady at my job that I consider her as my great grandma, and she will tell it like it is. But it's beautiful to have that sisterhood, because when one of us are down, we pick each other up. You know, when one of us just need a great escape, that is a good excuse for just all of us to say, hey, I'm getting my ticket, let's go somewhere, just because our sister is in need. So sisterhood is really big. And then it also helps you guys teach me how to build a sisterhood for the younger generation, and so on and so forth, because this community of sisters, we need each other. Instead of it being videos of us fighting in the streets and pulling weaves, and it's all about the twerking and the dancing, we can have our fun, but the society and the media has put it out there as this is how we're supposed to be. Then you have to add on the competitions of skin color and races. It comes to the point that a lot of females, a lot of us as sisters need to be like, you know what, enough is enough. If we don't do this to the brothers, if we don't do this to the males, you males can do whatever you want in the sun and have fun with your boys, have a man cave. Listen, me and my girls are going to our queendoms. We're going to go ahead and
I love that.
Sit back, relax, you know, and also talk about real things, you know, talk about life and religion. And if one of my sisters, which I do love, I love having sisters who are also different religions, because we can always come together and have conversations without feeling like it's a debate. Because at the end of the day, I'm supposed to love you.
Yeah, that's right. That's so much. Gosh. Knowledge that you have already. Oh,
and I learned from you guys. I learned from my aunts and my big sisters. If I did not have even my blood sister, I've learned from her experience the same way she learned from mine. So if I never had the siblings or the aunts and the grandmas and everything, I know I would be out here trying to figure it out. So instead of trying to be out here figuring out and getting into so much dirt and stuff, if I know a big sister who's been there, done that, and I'm listening to her, why not?
Yeah, I'm so proud of you. I'm sure we all are, but I'm just so proud of you that you understand where you are, that acknowledgement of knowing where you are right now, so that you can just, you know, again, the support that you have. And you're right, it's so needed, which is why we do come together. And so, you know, we got you, baby girl.
Yes,
Got you all the way. So I love you.
I love all my aunts. I love all my moms, my grandmoms, even my little sister. I love you guys. I love you all. And I continue to love the support the same way I support you guys.
Beautiful. So we do have Shiante, I believe. She is, what's going on with you, Shiante?
Congratulations.
Well,
He already put a ring on it.
He did, and he's right here. Say hello.
Hello. Bruh-in-law.
Blessings to you both. That's
Thank you.
Yes. How are you both?
We're doing great. We were driving because he's headed back home. He lives in Indiana. So that's why I had to cut out, because we were driving. But now we're sitting here waiting. And I'm like, oh, let me jump back on. So, yay, I'm getting married.
I know, it's always good to see you. And again, wow, happy for you. And you know, that's why, I mean, that's what I love about this sisterhood, is that we get to celebrate everything that's happening with each other and everything. Have y'all set a date or not yet?
22.
June 22.
No, 2/22/22.
Oh, 2.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I got
2/22.
2/20. I know. And how could you ever forget that?
Right.
Oh my gosh. Is that why y'all chose that? Are these numbers significant? What's the
We chose it because we didn't want to date a long time.
Okay.
But it's 2, me and you. It's just 2.
That's beautiful.
Nice.
Congratulations.
I love that.
So Shiante, we're talking about sisterhood. And I know that that, you know, I know your story. You have an amazing story. And we're live right now on social media. So how would you say how Sisterhood?
Are you serious?
My echo just.
Yep, you're live.
Yeah.
Can you get out my live? You said there's an echo. I have you connected to my car, so I don't know. Is that better?
I don't hear it anymore. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Yeah, I just disconnected you from the car, so yeah.
Okay.
But my story is one of being victorious, which we know. As you can see, I'm sitting in the driver's seat of a vehicle. I am a 7-time stroke survivor who has, with the help of God, fought very hard to come back and be independent. And all of this time, for years and years, I've been practicing celibacy. And as I told my fiance, you know, I wanted to wait until I got married again. I've been divorced 11 years. Yay! Woo! I'm great, sir. I'm on the phone, but thank you. Sorry about that. But anyway, so God sent my Boaz, and after 11 years of waiting, which is a long time, I'm finally getting married, and we're moving forward. I'm also an author of a book called You Too Can Make It, which is available on Amazon. Okay. And you can purchase it there, and it's just a book of inspiration. It talks about my life, surviving the stroke, surviving being broken from my first marriage falling apart, surviving the penitentiary. Okay. I mean, there are a lot of things that I have done over the years, some of it self-inflicted, but the point of it all is God is still with me, and that he cares enough for me that he didn't let me go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He kept me. So that's my story. That's who Evangelist Shiante Bewley, soon to be Bradford, is. Oh, all right. So I'm excited, and thank you all so much.
We're excited for you,
allowing me to be in this group and loving on me and accepting me as the broken person that I was, and I'm still healing. You know, I have not used my left arm in over 9 years, but God is still able. I'm able to do everything I need to do safely and independently. But, you know, as I said, he sent a husband that just came straight in, no issues, no hangups about anything. I mean, I have a few disadvantages, but none of that even matters to him. He come in, he cleaned the stove, he just whatever needs to be done. He just jumped in with both feet, and it's been a roller coaster ride. So I'm excited to be Mrs. Melvin L. Bradford Jr. on 222.
That. 22. Speak that. Oh my God.
That's it. And Tammy, if you remember, this was the young man that was on the line with us a couple of weeks ago. And he shared his testimony about surviving being shot in the head and surviving prostate cancer. So God has been gracious to both of us. And I'm trying to keep my mind here. But it's an exciting time. So, okay, I'm gonna be quiet now. Carlette, it's back to you.
You can't be quiet. I need to hear. I need to hear whatever God got for you right now.
Me too. We all do. Yes. Niecy too.
Well, you know, the thing that he's done is he's answered this song that said, I need thee, oh, I need thee every hour. I need thee, oh, bless me now, my Savior, I come to thee.
Amen. I love it when you share your songs. gosh, we're just, oh God, you're so gracious, God, and just awesome to see, just the miracles, the signs, the wonders, the miracles in our lives, and to celebrate with Shante. And we got lots to celebrate about. We look forward to making sure that we are, I wish I could be there, and maybe you never know. Never know. So, just coming and celebrating is so awesome. Maybe we can take that trip or whatever we got to do. Your hair is purple. You got your hair purple.
Yeah, it's still purple. I didn't comb it. I just put it on. So
yeah, I love that purple.
Wait, we live on Facebook. We can't be showing people all this.
Yes, we can. Shante, question for you about the issue about the water that you were sending in Flint, Michigan. How's that going? What's going on with that?
We're still collecting donations for those who want to participate. We were able to send out over 600 bottles last week, and we're sending another batch on next week.
That's awesome.
So we're still collecting, and my cash is dollars. God bless them as well. Sister been busy. I'm trying to plan a wedding and get the folks some water, and it's just a lot going on. But God is so good.
Yes, He is. He's gonna make sure
Hey, Nisi.
Yes, get through all of that. He'll give us the strength.
Congratulations. How you doing?
Doing great. Thank you so much. How much did we have?
I tell you, we are busy women. God keeps us busy. He always keeps us busy. And so I don't complain about it anymore. I just, okay, God, you wanted me to do that too. Gotcha. Okay. Exactly. Get it done.
But hey, God, give you guys a quick testimony. Yesterday, we went to the venue where we're going to get married. We went in so that he could taste the food and see the venue. And the owner knows that I sing, and they were having a repast there. And he said, Shante, can you bless the people? So I ended up singing for them. I went in to book my wedding.
One thing, huh?
As you said, Sister Carlette, he keeps us busy.
Yeah, you're right. You just don't know. You're going from one situation and end up like, okay, yeah, I had 5 other things that I needed to do. Okay,
so
God.
We're that's how it went.
Yeah.
But we were so excited to do that, and it was just amazing. As I was ministering in song, I looked over and my fiance was standing on the wall with his hands behind his back like he was the usher. I'm like, okay. He just stood back and let God do what he did. So to me, that was like, wow. He wasn't irate because he was ready to go. And
beautiful.
He just let me do what I do. So, as I sang to the people, alone in a room, it's just me and you. I feel so lost because I don't know what to do.
Come on.
What if I choose the wrong thing to do? I'm so afraid of disappointing you. So I need to talk to you. Jump in there, Tatiana, you got it.
And action for your guidance, especially today, when my mind seems so cloudy. Guide me until I'm sure I open up my heart. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Nisi.
So show me how to do things your way. Don't let me make the same mistakes over and over again.
We got slow motion version.
Your will be done. We got a verse for you too. We wait on you.
Keep it going. Keep it going. I'll chime in.
Oh, we waiting on you to jump in with your verse.
So I need to talk to you and ask you for your guidance, especially today when my world seems a little bit cloudy. Lord, till you're through, we open up our hearts to you. All right, Tam, come on. I know you got one. Yes, you do. You see that, Nisi? Oh, wow. All of us. Okay, come on. You got a verse. I know you got something in your heart. Go ahead and share it.
Shoo-wop, shoo-doo-wop, shoo-wop, shoo-doo-wop.
That's good. Come on.
I'm holding down the background. I told you I'm a background vocals. I got you. Ain't no way I'm jumping in knee deep behind you, she, and Tati. No way. No, thank you. I'm good.
Okay.
I just wish I recorded that too late, so I didn't get all of that. That was wonderful.
Oh, wow.
You all sound so
God,
beautiful. We all have a song in our hearts.
Yep.
Like
We
all
do.
You know, that's why sometimes I say, God, freely just let me feel whatever, and whatever comes to my head or my mind and my heart, I just sing it. And it doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to be a rhyme or what, but it's just whatever it is that I'm feeling. And that's what we, you know, God gave us that gift to share what's on our hearts. You know, we got to stay in tune with our hearts because he checks our heart.
When you said that, Carlette,
yes.
When you said whatever it is, I was thinking, what is this that I feel deep inside?
Come on now.
What is this? Now, Tammy, you can get in on that. That sets my soul on fire, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Whatever it is, it won't let me.
Oh,
Come on, Tammy.
Oh, my piece. That's it right there. What is
We'll take that.
We'll take that.
I'll take it. But we had a question earlier. I know we're down to our last few minutes, but I would love to know from you, Shiante, and then Tatiana, the question I posed to Carlette, and that's, what do you feel is the biggest message that you gained from this pandemic? Shiante?
The biggest message is I'm built for this. I mean, even in the pandemic, God has kept us. So there are so many who
slow motion.
Lost. You know, when we think about like the ship that the disciples were on when Jesus sent them out, and then when Peter walked in the water, remember? It was the ship that was in the storm. It wasn't really even about the occupants of the ship. The Bible says it was the ship that was tossed. I mean, so just like that ship, we are the ones that have been tossed from side to side, but we're built for this.
Built for
because we're under the care of Jesus.
My God, can you say that one more time?
That's my take on it.
Say that one more time. We are what?
We're built for this. Okay, Tatiana, your turn. I done gave my sermon. I'm done.
We're built for it.
You're gonna have to repeat the question because the Lord.
Sure. You ready to go under what we built for this, aren't you? Yeah. You know, because that song that Whitney Houston wrote just helps so many people. When you hear that you might bend, but you won't break. You know what I mean? When you hear songs like that, it makes a difference. And I have the honor in being in the midst of each of you are recording artists. So each of you have your own musical path. It does make a difference. So Tatiana, the question is, what is the message that you got from this pandemic?
So the message I got from this pandemic, because I remember coming home and my mom could vouch. I used to always say, I'm under construction. I'm under construction, just getting back into the church and everything, being raised PK kid. I came back after doing all the craziness in the military, and I decided to get back on the path of Christ. And I kept saying, I'm under construction. God knows my heart. I'm under construction. And the pandemic happened. And, I was blessed to still be able to have some type of income, but I kept using, I'm under construction. And one moment, I was asleep and I heard God say, when you build a house and you break the ground and you put a foundation up, are you going to leave the foundation there and make excuses? You got all the equipment that I gave you. I gave you concrete. I gave you cement. I gave you bricks. I gave you a blueprint of what I need you to be, my child. And I love you. But when are you going to build to come closer to me? Mm-hmm. And after a while, I stopped saying, I'm under construction, because I switched it to a negative, being away from the church, being isolated and everything. It's because God was like, listen, you're not focusing on me. You're not. So if I take you away, and I don't believe that all of this happened on purpose. I believe that God was like, listen, because there's a pandemic going on, I need all of y'all to focus on me. I know y'all miss dancing in the church. I know y'all miss the hallelujah, talk to your neighbor. I don't understand why I got to talk to my neighbor. My neighbor heard what you just said. But I understand we got to talk to our neighbor and everything. But people like me, we needed that big old sign. And he was like, okay, so I'm taking the stores away besides the grocery. I'm gonna let y'all eat and get what y'all need. But I'm taking everything that was a distraction, because you would run for vacation instead of running to me. Mm. You would run and hang out at restaurants and talking to everybody, but you would not run to me. The only time you would run to me is to use me as an emergency button. Ooh. God, I'm going through this. I need you to help me. All right, God, the cops pulling me over. I need you to. Instead, he's like, you have this foundation that you're comfortable with. Baby girl, I need you to grow. I need you to build this 5 house, however you want. You got a prayer room. You got this, that. I need you to build. So I had to I had to do a complete detox. I've done a spiritual detox, because when people hear detox, they think physical. Mm. And being raised by a phenomenal woman who will walk a block 5 times if she wants to, physically is only one part. You gotta detox you mentally. You gotta detox you emotionally and spiritually and physically. And what happens is, with God being the best father that I have, he sat there and was like, you're by yourself now. And after being by myself, I was okay, because with me having PTSD, I did not like large crowds. Ooh, I'm great. I'm away from people. Then turn around, you're by yourself. What are you going to do? And my mind started going crazy. I have this Bible that's been collecting dust. I don't know everybody in the book. So when I'm looking at church and they're talking about Boaz and stuff, and I'm like I told my mom, I have no shame. I was like, I thought y'all been cussing when y'all say Boaz. I love it, but that's what I thought. But it took for him to sit there and say, hey, you know who Moses and Noah is. You know who David is. And I'm sitting here talking about mental. And he did pull out Moses first, because Moses had a stutter. And I used to think because I had PTSD, God wouldn't use me. Okay. Then he told me to go read that. Okay, God, well, I have a crazy path. He told me about David. Well, God, I like to party this, that, and the third, but I want to be a Christian, this, that, and the third. I don't think he's going to use me. He pulled me to Noah. I said, you know what, God, you got it. I will read what you need me to learn, because every excuse I got, you're pointing back to the book. everything that we go through in life, you're pointing back to the book. So I learned in this pandemic is you have to build. You can't, if you're comfortable staying in one place, you're not growing. Amen. You know, with God, I go by Tati Wildflower, and for a beautiful reason. Mm-hmm. One, I'm Tatiana. Yes. Two, every flower is different. Every wildflower is different. It has a purpose. Yeah. So just because God is using you to talk to women and men who being abused and stuff like that. Yeah. And just because you're going through it don't mean he won't use you. That's right. My mom used to tell me that a homeless person will come and tell her stories and this, that, and the third. And God will use the homeless person to talk to her, and she'll turn around and be like, I got you, God. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I learned in this pandemic that I'm building my relationship with him. Is not just going to be a foundation. I'm not going to sit there and plant a seed and not take care of it and not watch it grow. Whatever I put in, God will give me the sources, which he already gave us. Yes. It's now I have to put action in it. I can't just sit on my hands and be like, all right, God, I tied the $100. You say you're going to give me back to me, 3 times fold. No, because I still got to work. I still got to provide for my daughter, and I still got to do all this other stuff. Right. So I have to build that foundation. But I also can't be selfish what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I cannot keep everything to myself and not try to help other people. Even if it is my enemies. And there's times where Jesus will be like, well, God be like, listen, I need you to talk to this person. I'd be like, for real? You know what they did to me? Don't worry about it, daughter. I got you. But I need you to go talk to this person. And as the flesh fights, and it's a battle with the flesh, I still have to do it. Yeah. Obedience.
And look at how you were blessed during the pandemic. You're a mom now. We have a fur baby in the family.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, she got a little pooch during the pandemic.
Yes.
And Shiante has her hand up. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Come on off mute.
That's a lot of wisdom too. Tatiana, I really want to just clearly let you know that I felt all of that. I mean, the wisdom from a young woman who's still building, and how you poured and sowing. You're sowing on us. Doesn't matter about our age, whatever we've gone through, but that I was absorbing that, and it's good food for me, for my soul, just to know. And we're all are accountable too in your life. We're accountable. We're responsible just as well to pray and to make sure and encourage, make sure you know that we're here and you got somebody, and you have somebody to pray with you and talk about the goodness of God and just building. I love that.
Yeah, and it's funny because it took a minute, because I used to fight the feeling of talking about certain things and open it up. And somebody would come around and say something like, yeah, I'm just going through this, and this, and this, and this, and everything. Didn't matter what age it was. And I would sit there and be like, God, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And then all of a sudden it's a word come out, and then more come out. And then when the conversation is all said and done and I'm by myself, I'm like, Jesus, I thought we had this conversation. You were supposed to email me, call me or something. But then a couple of days later, all of a sudden, I needed that. I was going through this, that, and everything. And it's like, you don't have to know what people are going through. Just talking, I used to tell the youth who have dealt with anxiety, because mental health has been on the rise due to the pandemic. And it has affected a lot of the youth from being able to be around and hug and kiss family and friends and stuff to now it stops. So you have youth who deals with PTSD in a form. You have some who deal with anxiety, depression, some that, now that are out of school, now they're going back, they don't know what to do or what to say or anything. And I tell them, first thing, you got to talk. You gotta talk. I know, I used to hear a friend who told me her mom used to say, what happens in his house stays in his house. And she never thought therapy was it, because what happens stays. And when we was talking, she was like, yeah, you know, I never like to do this, but, you know, I was forced to do it because, you know, that's what my parents would tell me to do. And it was like, I didn't get it. So when she went to therapy, her therapy was like, you had a traumatic episode. You was dealing with trauma and you should have came to counseling. And she was like, yeah, she was 8 or something like that. But because what happens in this house stays in this house, she never went to therapy. And it's okay to talk. I actually have a written assignment that I'm doing on mental health in the Black community. And the reason that I did it was because, one, of course, my passion is mental health, to help provide. If anyone is there or need help or talk to, you can call me anytime. At the same time, with my story, I can tell you I was burned, and I have the picture, and it was on my birthday. I was burned on the right side of my face due to a work incident, and I went into shock. And from then all the way up to now, I deal with nightmares, sometimes hallucinations and stuff like that. It's times where I get overwhelmed. The things that I love, working out in the gym, I can't mentally do it. I remember going out to a Christian play down at a church where it was my mom and my aunt. And in the midst of the crowd come, all I know was my mom turned and looked at me, and I looked at her, told her I'm sorry. And she said, it's okay. Because she knew, hey, this is a trigger. And when I went outside the church while people was going past, I couldn't breathe. I felt suffocating. So now the pandemic happened, and you have, I don't know what to do. I just want to go outside. I just want to get some fresh air. Oh my God, I can't do this, that, and third. And all I'm saying is the famous words my mama tells me.
What's that?
Baby, breathe. Baby, just breathe.
Yes.
And in the midst of your mind going everywhere, breathe.
Yeah.
Because every storm, and I learned this in science, when a tornado comes and the wind is blowing, in the eye of the tornado is calm. Now, in the lesson, if I want to reflect that, or if I want to put that in our beautiful Christian life, when the storm is happening and the devil is busy and he's trying to do everything to you, in the midst of that middle of the eye of the storm, God is like, I'm giving you some time to reflect on this, because he's going to come back and do something again. He's going to come back and do probably something worse. Learn from this. So when the storm is over, you will actually be able to enjoy the sunshine instead of, oh, I'm in the sunshine, I can't do this. So no, in the eye of the storm, what have you learned? Practice it. Because the devil's not done with you, because he knows what I'm trying to do for you.
True.
So you learn from that. All right, so the devil's coming. And the best thing about it is God never left you. He's standing right there because he knows you got it. But just in case you don't got it, I'm going to come right in front and let you know, hey, that's my daughter. Back up.
That's right. And I love when you, because you're also giving yourself a lot of affirmations. So when we're feeding this, the fuel, and we are believing in positive and really living it and eating it and activating, we got to be mindful of what we speak too. Sometimes we can go back to those old ways or those old little words that we speak, and now we are changing, renewing, restoration and changing, renewing our minds as to what we speak from this tongue here that's so powerful, but also using it as fuel so that we can continue to grow and build like what you're doing. And I'm just happy for you. And we talk about that in our lessons. Yes. I'm her voice coach, and we talk a lot about what's the first thing we do. We breathe.
Yes.
We breathe. And that way we're like in control. We're in this oneness now with ourselves. And that's what God wants. He wants us to always be there so that he can now invite himself, and we can invite him, and we can have these good conversations and just keep growing and building and building. I'm so thankful that we all got to share more and more about what's going on in our lives and encouraging it. And I know that you have, Nisi, because so many younger generation really need to know. And you're so giving of sharing your stories and sharing the truth, sharing truth. And I love that God is using all of us to make a difference in someone else's lives. It's not even a lot of times about us. but it's now for us to do the work for others, as so many have done for us. I love you all. So thankful that we got to spend more time and share and open up about everything that we're doing. On first Saturdays, we will still come together on first Saturdays on Zoom, talk about more, supporting each other, doing what we need to do to support and everything, and just love on each other even more. Tam, I love you so much. Shiante, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Woo!
I know.
My phone froze. But as Tatiana was talking, the Lord reminded me of a sermon that I preached years ago. Okay. The title of it was No More Excuses. You can make your mouth miss your blessing. Remember in the book, the 5th chapter of the Gospel of John, when the man was at the pool of Bethesda, Jesus asked him one question: wilt thou be made whole? And the man began to say, when the water's troubled, there's nobody to put me in the pool, and blah, 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 blah. So when you were going down the line of Moses having a stutter and this one and that one, I'm saying to you, niece, no more excuses. No. Yes. Jesus wants you whole. The Bible says that all of us should prosper and be in good health. So I'm encouraging you to not let the enemy trick you into giving God excuses. He's saying, I want to make you whole. I want you to be whole. And you keep telling him what you got. You ain't got nothing. That ain't God given. You by the enemy. He's a liar.
Yes, he is.
And he's an accuser of the brother. If he can get here and make you think that you're not worth it, then he got you. But the devil is a lie. You got too many strong women around you who know that you're more than worth it. You're more than enough. And this too shall pass. Yes. So I just want you to be mindful, because the Bible says out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So if you keep saying, I had this or I have that, no, you don't. Speak your faith. Okay. I am healed. As I said, I haven't used my left arm in over 9 years, but baby, there's life in it. This fiance came into my life and began exercising and stretching. Yes. And he said, babe, I can feel your muscles. There's life in this arm. We gonna get it together. Did I not speak to y'all, what was it, about 3 weeks ago when I said I'm not going back to the gym?
Yes.
Look at God. He sent the gym to me.
Come on now.
In the form of a ring and the changing of a last name. So to you, Nisi Pooh, I'm telling you, I love you with everything God has given me, and you're more than enough. The devil is a lie. You don't have this issue, that issue, that whatever you think you have. The Bible says cast your cares on him because he cares for you. And because he cares, we care, because we all belong to him.
Come on.
And I'm gonna give your mom permission. Get my number, call me. Yeah. We can talk about anything, you know. I'm 45, soon to be 46. But you know, I'm a little closer to you than your mom is in age. I don't have your same experiences, but the Lord just put that in my spirit, and I kept trying to say it, and the phone was froze. I couldn't get off mute and all this other crap. But I love you, and you are more than enough. You are more than equipped. Like you said, everything you need, God has already given you. So stop giving him excuses when he's trying to make you whole.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I expect to see you next week for voice.
Frozen again.
It froze again.
We got that whole nuggets though. We got
a lot. Gosh, thank you all again. Enjoy this day. As Tam say, what? Live on purpose. And just represent as queens.
Yes.
Unleash our queen and walk in our
wisdom. Yes.
Amen. Hey, straighten it up. Yeah, that's what.
And I'm gonna have to cut out because now I gotta drive again because I'm going home now. He's out of the car. He's on the
reason again. It's okay. I believe we're signing off.
We're signing off. Love you all.
Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you.
And we would hope to see you all, as Carlette was saying, 1st and 3rd. Just reach out to us. You can go to the official Carlette Martin Please give your email where folks can inbox you.
Will do. Will do.
I'm sorry, your Facebook where folks can inbox you is?
Yes. My Facebook is my name, Carlett Martin, Carlett Martin, and I will make sure I give you all of the information that you need. Join us, come on this with us on this journey where God is leading us and where he's taking us, because we all need each other. We all are our sisters' keepers. So let's remember that. And thank you again so much.
Be blessed.
Be blessed.